I'm so glad that you're finally here, Ghazal. I brought you here kicking and screaming. You really refused to ever be on the podcast, despite being my head of tax and deal with the vast majority of our clients. But I'm so glad you're here. How about you just introduce yourself and you could tell us a bit about who you are, your experience of working within the field, just for everyone to get to know you better.
Hi, I'm Ghazal. I'm an ACCA member, and I have been dealing with tax and accounting clients for past 7-8 years. Previously, I was in Pakistan, then I moved in Dubai. So I've dealt with over 400 plus clients, resolved their tax queries, their accounting queries, taking care of their tax submissions, making sure they don't get penalties, all of those things, their tax compliances. Yeah.
And I remember when I did start Precision Accounting and I was looking for who I wanted to be my head of tax, I kept on thinking, I need someone like Ghazal. I need someone like Ghazal. And then it clicked. I'm like, well, why not just Ghazal? Like, and then then I called you, and I guess I was slightly not necessarily intimidated by the idea, but I was hesitant about the idea because I thought, Ghazal works, well, we both worked at a major CSP together. We worked collaboratively over 3 years.
Yes.
We worked on many, many clients. I think like those 400, I was there with you around most of them. And then I thought, okay, we both worked at a major CSP. We were dealing with massive, massive clients, anywhere from revenues from 1 million dirhams to 50 million dirhams that we assisted in tax optimizing. And then I said, well, I just started my firm. It's been almost a year. I wonder if Ghazal would want to join me in this in the building of my company. And what made you decide to switch from a major corporate service provider that we worked with over 10,000 clients to working with me, despite, like, let's ignore the fact that I was going to pay you more. Like, let's leave that to the side. But what convinced you finally to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to join Precision Accounting. I'm going to join Mohammedan building his firm.
Initially, it was not an easy decision because until you come and join and you see yourself, you feel like it's too good to be true. But yes, the very important thing that attracted me was flexibility. You're not a very typical person to work with. You're very flexible. The work environment is very flexible. Our working hours are very good. And also independence. I mean, I know I am my own boss now. I know I take care of my clients. I have my own responsibility of the clients and all. And it's basically the flexibility that is very difficult to find in UAE right now. And also, I was not that confident initially that we will work together so well, but Alhamdulillah, we have worked together very well. You don't bother me, I don't bother you much, hopefully.
No,
And we work together.
I think that it was also a very seamless transition because we already did work together for 3 years.
Yes.
And I
but
think
that was different.
it was different because there was a layer of maybe upper management that got away from collaborating as much as we wanted to.
Exactly.
And I think that was...
We were working in 2 different teams, but here we are a team.
Exactly. And I think that was one of our primary vision of mine, which was saying, okay, why am I getting permission from these people over a product or service that is delivered by this other person that I need their input on for faster reaction time? So how do you feel about basically becoming, managing yourself as opposed to having upper management? Did you feel that you're ready to transition to becoming in a leadership position yourself, which you are in now? Or do you feel like there was any support that was lacking from upper management that you needed to incorporate for yourself?
I think I was ready because I worked enough years in UAE and also before that in Pakistan and all of that. So overall, I have around 10 years of experience and I was ready to manage and take care of everything. And I was ready for the leadership role. And I feel that is what a major point that was very good here. When I moved here, it was not like I was being managed. It was more of like I had the leadership responsibility, and it was definitely different than having a manager on top of you.
I guess it's because what was interesting is that you were already part of a leadership position without being a leader. So, for example, from what I recall, and the reason why we know this is because we spoke quite a bit as friends previously, and then you were already managing 3 to 4 people, but for some reason to execute on as a leader, you weren't given the authority to act on the decisions that you were made. So, I mean, do you feel it's more freeing for you to being able to manage your own affairs and execute things as quickly as you want to?
Definitely, it is more independent. It's more free. And yes, what you mentioned, I was managing people without being a manager. That is, I think, the sad part of the corporate world out there. And I'm very happy that we don't operate like a typical corporate firm. We are more on trust and more on taking your own responsibility rather than having someone on top of you telling you what to do when you know what to do. And you are responsible when there's something bad happening, but you're not responsible when something good happens, because the good happened, it's all of us. Bad happened, it's just you.
Yeah.
I feel that is a sad part of the corporate world out there, but that is the best thing, that we don't operate like that.
Yeah, and this is the first time I believe that you're operating in something that we call like a flat management structure.
Exactly.
Where you've called me your boss a few times, and I've always felt
and
horribly.
then you called me your boss.
Yeah.
And we were calling each other boss.
Yeah, I just don't like being called a boss, even though technically, okay, sure, yes, I manage the money and own the firm, but I don't think that's the mentality here. I think the mentality is that we're colleagues or we're equals, and your input is listened to, and quite oftentimes, like if we had to sway one way or the other, I actually feel like your opinion is stronger than mine in a good majority of cases. So I think that it's very important to really rely on people that you've hired for their expertise, to really listen to them and take what they say to heart.
Exactly. I also believe that.
But it's also interesting that you had finally taken the leap of faith to join me. But I even noticed that initially, at least, you were a little bit afraid because
Of course.
Yeah. But,
I was afraid because I was working in a big company.
Yeah.
And yes, I was feeling somewhat scared that, okay, this company is not going anywhere anytime soon. But then switching to a very new firm, and when you approached me, you gave me the entire plan of yours and how you were thinking of paying me and how you were thinking of operating and all of that. And initially it felt a lot like it's a bit too good to be true. And also, yes, I was nervous to leave a big group.
Big established business.
And
yes.
come into a very fresh startup. And it was your first business. It was so, but yeah, I don't know. Something told me that, no, this is going to be good. And again, you gave me a lot of free space, a lot of free space to think, to experiment, to figure out how I want the things to work out. And I think that is what worked very well between us. And yeah, it took me like a few months, and then I was like, okay, now I can start getting relaxed. I had this thing that, oh.
Yeah.
But no, then I started relaxing a bit, and I'm like, okay.
What was funny is right after you resigned, we had kind of a celebratory dinner with your husband and my wife. And this is so funny. So your husband comes up, he has this massive bouquet of roses, right? So Sahar, my wife, she extends her arms out to get the bouquet, but it's not for her, it's for me.
It is actually, it's in Pakistani culture. When you go for dinner with someone, you take something. So he was asking me, what should we take? What should we take? I'm like, they don't eat sweets. They're not, they're very health conscious people. What should we take? Bouquet.
No, it was great. I felt like a Pakistani president.
But do you still have my resignation hanging on your wall?
It is. Okay, so like yes. So this is another thing. So like I don't want to say, okay, Ghazal, okay. I don't want to say that it was a milestone hiring you. But yes, I do have your resignation letter printed on a wall in my apartment as a trophy. I was incredibly happy. went so happy, in fact, that it like there's a couple things on my wall. All right, there's like wedding photos, milestones, trophies. Ghazal resigning. Yeah, I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud to like. I don't know. There's just something that when you do acquire certain people to work with you, you just know it's going to go well immediately.
Yeah.
There's no guessing. There's no trust issues. There's no. Oh well, if I just let her leave her to her own devices, how do I know she's working? I have zero concerns over that, and I think that it's worked perfectly, which is why we're also now looking to expand, and we're super scared about who to hire
It was
next.
easier for us because we worked together
Yes.
before. But now hiring a new person, expanding, it's a bit scary because we don't know what that person will come with, what mindset they will have, and if they will take responsibility like we take. And I mean, I don't know what you do, you don't know what I do, but we know we are doing our thing, and things are working
well. Actually, so we do know what we're doing is because we're in constant, continuous communication with each other.
Yeah.
We're having 10 different conversations at the same time about several clients.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we just had the innate ability to separate things by subject and topic. And if things are going wrong here, they shouldn't affect this thing here.
Yes.
And if things go wrong, we fix them. Well, they usually never go wrong, but let's just say that a client's unresponsive or something, then I'll attempt to hunt them down for data or information, or I'll find them online and I'll stalk them, or I'll do whatever it takes, and I will find them and I will do their returns whether they like them or not, and then there is also this idea that we deeply and very passionately care about our clients, not as clients but as people, and I think that. Certain clients, they start businesses in the country and they may not go the way they're wanted, or their projections, or a business partner does them wrong. And it's really nice to be able to provide them a bit of comfort and being like, okay, look, this is what you need to do to wind things down. We'll help you every step of the way and make sure that you get out of this as quickly as possible, then make sure that you mitigate the harm to yourself. And occasionally for people come up to us sometimes, they're like, listen, I have no money, I have nothing, my life is in shambles, my mother's sick. And then we do a bit of pro bono work for people just to help out, and I think that's very important for us to be charitable where we can. And unfortunately, we're both big softies. We are so soft in terms of pushing back.
We sometimes end up doing a lot of work for free.
Yeah, and quite often we feel like this. Let's just say his name's like Peter. Peter's a nice guy. I met him. We chilled out. Let's just do this little thing and let's just smoothen things out. Yeah. They paid us more or less okay. I think we need. I don't think that's ever going to stop, and that's everything. And I don't think that's something we want to stop. I think
that's why our clients value us a lot, because when in the hard time we support them, then they become a very like friends with us.
Yes.
We build a friendship kind of a relationship, and
yes.
I think that's why the clients that we have helped have never left.
No,
they don't want to leave, and they trust us a lot.
Yes,
they trust us in a way that they're like, okay, fine, whatever you're doing, fine. Just tell me what you need.
Yes,
and I don't want to get involved much.
Yep, and that was one of the core rules that when we started working together, I was like I said very clearly, Ghazal, one rule: we don't gouge. All right, It doesn't matter if they're making 50 million or they're making 1 million or they're making 100,000 dirhams. We'll look at the work. We price it completely fairly from what we charge.
Exactly.
And we're not going to take advantage of people just because they're well off or worse off. We're just going to do what is right and then charge them evenly. Yes. And I think that moral stance has paid dividends quite exasperately. We're up 30-40% above higher than what we expected to be this year.
Yes.
It's growing very well.
We grew very quickly. We were not expecting to be at this point where we are right now.
Yeah, and I think
we had some other projections, but that exceeded a lot.
And I still think that I think that's our conservative nature as generally in our profession, is that we tend to say the worst case scenario is likely going to happen, and so when something good happens, we're like, oh, this is amazing, this is great. And I guess this goes down to how we work as well. So how we typically work is that the clients share data in a secured folder. We open up a direct WhatsApp chat with me and you in it, and then we just respond to their inquiries constantly.
Yes.
And I think that this is where we're very, very different than other corporate service providers.
We are very quick and efficient in responding to them.
Yes.
And for the drives also, it's very easy for them. We just share a link with them. They upload their folders. They upload their their data there, and it's easier for them to access it, and it's easier for us also. And we also keep their tax submissions, their financials, everything in that folder, so it's easier, and they don't have to keep asking us.
Yes.
And when it comes to communication part, that is also very streamlined for them. They can message us anytime they want, and we are very quick to respond rather than opening an email and checking every time. It's easier for us to respond to them on WhatsApp.
And the reason why it's structured this way is when I started the business and I worked deep into accounting with you for many, many years, then I said, okay, this isn't an accounting firm that was built independently. This was a corporate service provider that then saw the opportunity in tax and accounting and built a business based off their existing infrastructure. Whereas what we did, which was I built the infrastructure alongside you, and I said, we sat down for many, so quite a time. I said, all right, Ghazal, like, how do they tend to send data? How do you receive it? How do you organize it? What is your preferred email client or method of communication? And then we built everything around the accountants and what they did, along with the clients, to make sure that it was as easy as possible. And this has sped up things quite a bit.
Yes.
To the point that I remember when we previously would work together, or even when I worked with other firms, when you needed a simple document, you're like, oh, you're going to have to get approval from another department head to this to get access to this document for the submission. That would delay work by 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Things that should have taken 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yes.
And there's no accessing that data. And it was detrimental to the clients, to the employees, constant frustrations. And it was ultimately detrimental to the business. But, sometimes you just realize that you can't change things. In corporate especially. You're working on someone else's model and vision. And a lot of that time, that person that owns that business has walked away and hired managers that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's
people who designed that system are actually not working in that system.
No.
And the people who are working in that system are not being heard of.
Exactly. And then I think that's why it was so important for us, because guess what? We're going to be using this system every day. We're going to have to build it customized for us.
Exactly.
So I think that we were employees for a long time. Like, both of us have over 10 years of experience in this.
Yes, I have worked for 10 years.
So we were both very experienced on how clients' mentalities, their temperaments, how they love convenience.
Clients love flexibility.
Exactly.
They do not want that, oh, you have to do it like this, only then we will work. We give them flexibility. Some of our clients want to send data over email and they're like, oh, you keep it in Drive. Okay, fine. Some just drop it in the WhatsApp chat. Oh, you do it. That's fine. They just like the flexibility that, okay, we are not just giving them one way option. There are multiple options. And also for their approvals, their submissions, it's very quick because they can just do it over the WhatsApp.
Exactly.
And it's very easier for them.
And I think that's what has led us to outspeed our competitors.
Yes.
And another big point that I really am trying to push for us is that we are completely and utterly in every fiber of the business against outsourcing.
Yes.
Everything has to be completely internal. I think that there's this...
Although I have mentioned a few times, but you said no.
No, there's no way. I don't care if we have to hire an army of other people internally. We're not outsourcing a single thing, no matter how bad the volume gets. And I think it's because we lose out on that communication barrier or that ability to collaborate. And
also, we cannot control the quality of work when it's outsourced.
Exactly.
We don't know what those people are doing, and that creates the frustration because the client will come to us and they will complain to us about the quality, and we are actually not aware what is actually happening. And then you have to put in that much time to investigate, to review, and to do everything and to fix that person's mistake whom you're paying to do the work. So
it's a mess.
Worth
And we've seen what outsourcing has done to the quality of the service in the past, where it's completely destroyed any credibility that you might have of business. So, yeah, I think that I guess the downside of operating like this is that you may, I guess, it's not extremely scalable. From my initial projections, like, oh, I'm gonna have 15, 20 accountants all work, and then eventually it was like, okay, maybe a small team of 3 to 4 or 5, which is what is still the ambition. But I think that I'm much happier being a small, perfect firm than a large kind of clunked together matter of gears and issues. Because at the end of the day, having a smaller business that's working perfectly makes it a lot easier for me to sleep at night, knowing I'm not going to get sued because Ghazal's watching over things, making sure that no one's going to get any, astronomical penalty or issue. Because guess what? I'm around for everything, and you're around for everything,
Yes.
and you just have the flexibility and resources to make sure that you control every single aspect of the deliverables.
Yes, and that is again easier and possible because of the communication stream that we have.
Exactly.
It's very easy to control things, and it's very easy for you to control things also, because you do not have to, if anything happen, you do not have to ask me 1,000 questions and investigate. You are already there. You are watching.
I just
everything.
scroll up into the chat.
Yes.
Okay, like this is what happened.
In case I'm not available, it's easier for you to respond because
Yes.
you're aware of the communication that is happening.
Yeah.
And same for me also. If you're not available, I can respond to the clients.
Although it is interesting that a core component of making this possible, and this was another thing, was that, and I faced so much criticism from other business owners from doing this. Criticisms of, no, you need an office. You need to have a physical office so the clients can see you in your big fancy desk and your perfect tiara, diamond out crown of saying, okay, now this will close the client. But
at 8 a.m. you have to walk
at
into
8 a.m.
an office.
I have to get into, hit Sheikh Zayed Road and go to my office wherever we meet. But I was strongly against having an office and said, look, everyone's working from home. Use the money that we're doing this. I'm going to pay it to you and rent out bigger homes or apartments to make an office for yourself that you can work. And I think that I think I was very comfortable with that because when COVID happened, the firm that I previously worked on scaled by like 300%. We were actually more effective, more efficient. And I much prefer working from home. And that was a big reason why you joined as well, correct?
Yes, because initially when I came to UAE, my first job, it was remote.
Yeah.
And I was working from home for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was doing a lot of work when I was working from home because I was not getting up, getting ready, and getting stressed about the traffic and all the drama that happens before you reach the office.
Yeah.
And I think we were working very well. And then obviously we worked from office also. I have seen that aspect also. But working remotely it saves a lot of your energy in the morning. It saves a lot of your time.
Exactly.
And also when you're in your space, you do not have to, it's not like at 6 o'clock you're worried that, oh, I have to rush home. Otherwise I'll be stuck in the traffic, or I have to get out. Sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm working till 8 also.
Yes.
Because I don't have to rush somewhere.
Yeah.
And also being a mother, it's very convenient for me.
Yeah.
And that the point that you approached me for working for Precision, at that time I left my previous job for the same reason, because I didn't had a source at home to take care of my baby.
Yeah.
So I had to resign my previous work. And at the same time, then you approached me and then you told me, oh, it's remote. And I'm like, okay, there is nothing that can be better than remote work.
And I've seen your daughter, fastest baby I've ever seen. She runs so fast. I would be dead tired.
Active.
She's so active. And it's crazy. This little baby's bouncing around and she's energetic and she wants to play. And, I don't have children yet, but I know for a fact if I had a child, it'd be very difficult to go away for them for many, many hours of the day. If they're sick or they're not well, they're not taken care of. I would want you to spend more time with your child and raise them and be around. So how has this improved? What does your day-to-day look like working from home when you have a kid to look after as well?
Yeah, so I have a full-time nanny, but me being home, it actually gives her a comfort that, okay, mama is behind that door.
Yeah.
Mama is working there. So like a few times in the day, she'll come to me, she'll cuddle, she'll take her time to play with me, and then she'll
Yeah.
leave. She knows that mama is there.
So
And
so
also
it's not
easier-
even the particular interaction that you have with your daughter, just your very presence.
Yes, the fact that she knows that I'm at home, although she's not around me all day. And also, I mean, with kids, it's very easy. They get sick a lot, they get a lot of issues, and I faced a lot of nannies issues. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's another employee, and they can leave anytime they want. And because I was working from home, it was very easier for me to manage all these things. It was easier for me to manage when my daughter was sick because, okay, fine, I'm working, but I can go and give her medicine or check on her. So I think for working mothers, and especially mothers whose kids are very small, and my kid was premature, so she was very sick also very often. So I think it was very peaceful for me. I mean, very comforting for me, I would say.
Yeah.
That I found this option where I could just stay with her also, and I could just work also. It's not like I have to be a burden on my husband. I can work, but at the same time, I am there for my daughter also.
And I don't know if you know this, but I consider your daughter a key part of Precision Accounting. She's in many meetings internal. She's given me many suggestions on what the best kind of apples are and
Gigi Gaga.
and just complete gibberish, which I'm sure there's some business strategy tips in there somewhere when I understand.
Definitely one day we will decode that.
Yeah. I'm hoping like she just needs like another, I would say like 18 years before she's a chartered accountant. I think I'm ready
You
for.
know, I have videos of her. She's sitting on my chair pretending to work like I do.
Yeah.
And she's actually trying to take notes also.
Oh,
So
okay.
she watches me what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then when I get up from my seat, she sits and she pretend to do it.
Well, are
It's
you
very
sure? Are
cute.
you sure she's just not the one doing the work? Because sometimes when I text you, you.
I don't want to leak that secret out.
Yes,
mean-
your books are being managed by a 9-month-old. She's the best we have.
Listen, accounting is in her blood because I am in a tax and accounting field, and her father is also in the same field.
Yeah.
He's a finance manager.
And so is your brother.
And so is my brother.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's in her DNA.
Yeah. It's
So you
it's,
never know.
There's nothing. She's got the comb over.
Maybe some submissions are being done by her 1.5-year-old.
So another point that was kind of shocking is even 8 to 9 months into opening up Precision in the UAE, we said, oh, we need a UK office.
Yes, that was crazy.
That was absolutely insane that we're like, we need someone from the UK. We need to work on the same model that we're working with here.
Yes.
And then Henry was working with us on certain cases, and he was shockingly in the exact same situation. He worked
Yes.
in a large corporation. He didn't want to work there anymore. He started his own business, was fairly successful. And we were giving a fair number of work to Henry, and we were working together very collaboratively. And then we're like, okay, like, Henry, do you want to just work with us full time and start PACC UK?
Yes.
He said yes immediately. So it's also interesting that we were almost, and it wasn't like, oh, we should do this and see what our clients demanded that we
Yes.
open. They said, we need you to open a UK branch and then get our taxes filed in the UK.
Yes,
And we
because-
said,
We have a lot of clients from UK, and they have their UK companies and they have their UAE companies.
and what was really frustrating initially is that when we worked with, until we found Henry, we did attempt to collaborate with other people from the UK, but they were not responsive or didn't take us seriously, or maybe that the work or the payout for the work was too small for them. But we needed more independent consultants like ourselves that would be willing to take on the work and, of course, take the majority of revenue for that work and profits. And then Henry found us, or we found Henry. I don't know. I don't
We found
remember.
each other.
We found each other. I was out in a bar. I bought him a drink. Whatever. I don't know how I found Henry, but I found him.
You find a lot of people like
I found
that.
a lot of people like that.
You find a lot of people during the pool, swimming, bar. Oh,
Yeah.
Ghazal, you know how I found this
Yeah,
person?
yeah.
I was doing this.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, you know this client? I was running, and then we were running. That actually happened. A client of ours, we just ran together in the same area, and then he became one of our tax and accounting clients.
Nice.
So
Keep running.
Oh yeah, I won't stop running. That's where, you know what? 90% of our revenue is actually from me running. I run towards the clients and I bring them back. That's how it works.
Amazing.
But yeah, I think that we started a UK branch to do cross-border work, and that's also operated perfectly.
Yes, it's amazing how it worked out very well, and now we have both jurisdictions clients, which we are working together, and they're taking care of their accounting needs for UK as well as for UAE.
And even though that there are two separate branches in two different countries, it's almost working as if it was an internal company working side by side.
It's very easy for the clients also. They don't have to go to different firms for different companies. It's very convenient for them to just hand over everything to us and we take care of it.
What's funny is that they'll text me saying, "Oh, I'll let Henry know about this, and I've gotten this." I was like, Henry already has the document, and he has the same access to the data for specific UK clients that we do.
Yeah.
So we extended our back end to the UK, so that it became very easy to do cross-border work as well.
Yes.
And what I've noticed, what was interesting is Henry told me about this, is that all the established businesses in the UK, they're feeling a similar corporate sentiment. So what happens, or what I'm hearing is happening, is that private equity will buy these businesses out. They'll then squeeze their employees for all their productivity to get their money out and get as much work done from as few people as possible, you know. And then eventually there's an exodus of these employees. They find other jobs, and then the business is shut down and closed. And I think that this is happening more than we realize. It was so scary to hear that you were working with me for about a year, and then right after you had left, the previous places that we worked got acquired. And then the same cycle was happening over and over. So do you think that over time you're going to see more of these small businesses that were initially, or medium-sized businesses that were good, get acquired by other people, or get acquired and then squeezed into? Are you seeing a lot of this in the UAE?
Not really, but I think it's majorly a structural issue, and also operational issue. If the companies are operating and they're valuing their employees, they're valuing the...
We know that's not going to happen.
I know
that's not going to happen.
Let's not get there.
No one's going to... I think, unfortunately, it's true that no one's going to treat us as good as we treat ourselves.
Yeah.
And another core part is that I wanted to extend the benefits of being a business owner to everyone that works with us. Do you feel like I've lived up to that promise, saying that you've...
Yes, I have. Because a lot of the times when I speak with the clients, I tell them, I am an employee, but consider me as an owner also. I'm a bit... And I've told you many times also, when there are a lot of decisions that we had to make about operations, about finances and all, I told you that I consider this company as my company.
Yes.
So if there's anything that I might have to do for the company, I'm very much willing to do it. So yeah, I do feel like this company is mine also, although not on papers. But yes.
I think the way you feel that way is because you're showing the dedication and the work as if it was your own company. And of course you get a good share of the revenue that we generate from a lot of the clients. So you're getting the immediate reward a business owner would. And I think that, well, why wouldn't I just give you shares of the business? I guess partly because of compliance issues.
Yes.
It gets difficult to deal with the banks, Stripe, all these other things, if you have many shareholders in a business. But yeah, other than that...
I'm a sleeping shareholder. I know I'm a shareholder.
Definitely. I mean, that's the thing, is I don't think it'd be so hard for... I guess the only relevance of being a shareholder really is we already have kind of a profit sharing model. We already have these other places that would. The share thing, the only thing would matter would be if we decided to ever sell,
Yes.
which we don't ever intend to ever sell. I think that it's kind of, it's like the golden goose, right? You created a business.
We work very hard for this.
Exactly.
We won't want to sell it.
No, not at all. I think that, and even if we did sell, of course, we've agreed on the number you'd get and I'd get. And
Confidential information.
yeah, we can't talk about that. But I think that, but shockingly, most people would say, well, Ghazal, why don't you get this on paper? Why don't you make sure that if Muhammad did sell, that he definitely
But I think we trust each other for that. There are a lot of things that are agreed between us that are not on papers.
Yes.
But we trust each other. And I feel that you have helped me in many ways when I needed, and maybe I might have helped you also. So I think it's the trust that is running this so far, and hopefully in the future also.
Which I've been told by literally every other person I've spoken to, which is a bad business model to just trust just trust that no one's gonna shank you in the.
Let's see, if I die, then you have to worry.
Oh my
Otherwise,
God.
it's okay.
No.
I know you have planned that also. You once told me you have planned about it.
No, I paid, like, we've got you the best insurance possible.
So I don't die.
Yeah, just know you gotta
die.
live. No, it's not possible. But I think that that's the only way to truly get the best out of people. It's to make sure that you're not being exploited,
Yes.
making sure that it's collaborative,
Yeah.
and everyone feels like, for example, you see how hard I work on making things happen. You see me on the text chats all the time, responding to clients at 1, 2, 3 a.m. And still waking up early and doing things. I think that it gets difficult to work hard for someone when they're not paying you enough. They're not
Yes.
offering you any flexibility.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're doing nothing themselves. It's not like they're breaking their back working for the business. So I think that, I don't know, if our business ever had a motto, it would be work hard, rest hard. As soon as we,
we don't have a certain okay, you have these many days off in a year or something like that.
Not at all.
We are working whenever it's needed, and when it's not needed, we are not working. Many Mondays or Tuesdays, when it's start of the month or anything, and I don't have any work, I don't work. And I don't have to tell you that I'm not working today.
I tell you, I think that was really funny. Once you told me this, it was like, hey, I don't think there's anything for me to do. I'm not going to do anything. I'm like, well, why are you telling me? Go to the beach or something. Get a life, Ghazal. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, go chill out. Like,
once I told you I'm going to work from home because there was some emergency back home, and you told me, yeah, but why are you telling me? I'm like, I'm just informing you. No, but why are you informing me? Just go.
Yeah, just go. And by working from home, you mean you were flying to Pakistan to look after certain family members that were going through something.
Yes.
And I think that's another point, is that it's also allowed us the flexibility to be a bit more global. I recently worked 3 weeks out of Singapore to do research for tax purposes, and certain clients have also suggested that they send me on long subcomments to different countries to research topics deeply for them. And I think like that should be an option for us.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm also interested in you personally potentially getting European residency maybe down the line. We're working on that. We're still working out the kinks, but I'd like for you to also investigate and research different jurisdictions.
Yeah.
And then provide that information to clients without any additional charge. But that's the thing, right? Like, it's not all about the money. It's not all about keeping our client bases, but also improving on our data and our information and offer it to our clients freely and know that they're not going to get this kind of care or attention or information anywhere else. So I think that we're continuously building on our product and service, and also being slightly revolutionary about it, because we already keep most of the money. We already have all the flexibility. Now we just need to be a bit ahead of our competitors and make sure that we're just improving on the services even when they don't need to be improved upon.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
I think that the next couple steps, where do you see Precision going in the next 2 to 3 years? Keep in mind, I know we've blinked and it's already been a year and a half, but where do you project it to be in the next 2 years? I'm very curious.
I've been a part of it for around 8 months now.
Yeah.
And where do I see it going? Very far.
Very far. I think, you know what? I've been thinking about this, but I could see us getting an Australian office.
Inshallah.
I really want to.
I do see ourselves in at least very strong in UK, in UAE, and yes, a few more countries.
Yes.
And yeah, global approach is there.
It's kind of scary a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. How do you feel about being a global business, or just starting off as these kind of micro firms across the world? Like, do you think that this is the best approach for the business to scale, or do you think that we should be more concentrated? Of course, ultimately.
But at the end of the day, this firm is here, and
Yes.
we have built a very strong foundation here. And if we experiment, obviously we will have to experiment and explore before we reach somewhere. We will have to do that. But I don't think so it's scary, because the scary part is already over. We
Yeah.
have the foundation. Now we just have to build on it.
Yes.
And I think it's worth experimenting. It's worth exploring these options. And there is a chance that these will work very well, inshallah.
Well, thanks for coming, Ghazal. I know that you hate being on camera and you kind of want me to be the person being out there, but I think it's so important that people get to know you as well. We're going to be working together for at least the next 10 years. So yeah, it's better that everyone get to know you really well.
Thanks for having me. And yes, I was very nervous about it, but now I'm very confident. I'm okay.
Just like joining Precision.
Yes, just like
you
that.
need to trust me more. You just need to trust me more.
I do trust you.
No, you just need to stop
But
listening.
you're asking for blind trust.
Yeah,
That's
no.
a bit-
No, I want blind trust.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I say we're jumping off a cliff,
I jump off the
Yeah.
cliff and you stay here.
no. We're both jumping off the cliff. That's the fun part.
Okay.